I'm starting with population countries. And I think it's going to be as of 2025 instead of the start, so not what the current population is. U.S. Virgin Islands or Switzerland? It's definitely Switzerland. U.S. Virgin Islands is very small. Don't even have to think about that one too hard. Switzerland or Bahrain? Low-key, I don't know. Would Bahrain have more than 9 million? I feel that might be Switzerland, but I'm not sure. I don't really know too much about Bahrain. Okay, cool. We were right. It was Switzerland with 9 million. Ooh, Mongolia. Mongolia is a very large country, but I think it's very, like, the population is, like, very concentrated near the capital, I think. Like, there's other, like, cities and stuff, but there's, like, I think a lot of places where there's not super big cities. So I almost want to say Mongolia, but just because, or, like, not just because, but mostly because of Ulaanbaatar. Okay, cool. It was 3.4 mil, so we were right there. Mongolia or Maldives? Maldives is tricky because it's a bunch of different islands, right? So it's not like one like collective like land, and also it's a very like touristy country. So I don't actually know much about the population of like who lives there. Do I think there's more than 3 million? No, so I'm gonna go Mongolia. Okay, cool. It was only 500,000, so we were right. Ooh, that's Venezuela versus Maldives. I'm like 100% sure it's Venezuela here. I don't even need to think about this one too much. Yeah, 28 million? Like, come on. Okay, Venezuela, Kuwait is definitely gonna be Venezuela. Okay, you know what? 5 mil that's a lot. So more than I thought, but not close enough to 28 mil. Ooh, French Guiana in the Americas or Kuwait. I feel like it might be Kuwait still that has it. I could be wrong. I don't really know. Let's see. Okay, that was, yeah, for sure Kuwait. Okay, so Czechia or French Guiana. Czechia is definitely gonna have more. 11 mil, okay. Ooh, Malaysia or Czechia. I mean, I'm like 98% sure in this one that it's Malaysia just because there's like so much more land to Malaysia, and I feel like it's potentially more densely populated, but I could be wrong. Let's go Malaysia. 35 mil? That's almost, I mean, that's over triple of Czechia's population. Ooh, Djibouti, okay. I don't know. I think 35 mil is a lot. So, like, low-key, I'm gonna go Malaysia, but I could be wrong about Djibouti. Okay, 1.2. Okay, so now it's Libya versus Djibouti. I feel like Libya is gonna have more just because, well, I've heard more about like Libya in like the news and such and just learning about it. So let's go Libya. Okay. It was 7 million, so it was more. Libya or Iceland? Well, this one's tricky because like I feel like Iceland's just so small of a country. Is there more than 7 million people in the whole country? I don't think so. I feel like, because like a lot of the middle part's not really like cities and stuff. Like most of it's probably concentrated around Reykjavik and then, you know, around the outer part. I'm gonna go Libya, high key. Oh, it wasn't even close. Yeah, I don't even know why I hesitated there. Belize or Iceland? Belize? So I recently watched a video. I don't remember if it was like Yes Theory or Discover Connection, or it was like some channel like that. People went to Belize, I think. But that was like my only ever like insight into the country. I don't remember exactly what video it is, but it was like one of those types of channels where they like talk to people from different countries. I'm gonna go Belize. Okay. I was right, but like Loki was really close there. It's like 400,000 to 500,000, which is not a huge difference. Syria or Belize? I think it for sure has to be Syria, right? Like there has to be way more people there. Yeah, I mean, I think that might be the biggest difference so far. 500,000 to 23 million. I could be wrong, but yeah, that was so clear. Belgium never in a million years has more than Syria. Let's go Syria. I was like worried for a second because I saw it like going up into the millions, but we're okay. Belgium versus Guam. Okay, there's no shot Guam has more. I'm gonna go Belgium here. Also, I'm like low key. I haven't gotten one wrong yet, so like I'm doing pretty good. I cannot lie. This one is hard though. Okay, so Guam and Vanuatu. I really don't know much about Vanuatu. Guam I know a little bit more about. I guess I'll go Vanuatu because I mean I don't really have a really good reason here. I just don't know much about either. So I mean Guam I know a little bit more about, but okay, it's like it was a correct answer, but it was only like slightly more correct. This one, don't even need to think for like 1 second. It's Pakistan. Okay, that is the biggest difference we've had so far. It was like 240 million to like, what was it, 300,000 or something like that? Like, that's definitely the biggest difference. This one's definitely Pakistan again. It's never Laos. Sorry, Southeast Asia. Okay. Peru or Laos? Okay, so I know a lot about Peru from like GeoGuessr here, but do I know a lot about Peru from like who lives there or how many people live there? Not really. But Peru is just such a large country, and I feel like Lima is just such a large city. I almost want to say, like, Lima probably carries a lot of the population, but there's a lot of other big cities, too. So let's go Peru. Oh, yeah. Okay, like 4 times the amount of population. Seychelles and Peru. I think Seychelles is going to have a decent amount, but not 35 mil. So we'll go Peru. Yeah, I mean, 200K, not even 200K, 160K, okay. Ooh, this one's tricky, okay. So, Seychelles, 160K, or NMI, otherwise known as Northern Mariana Islands, which, I can't lie, I know mostly about because of GeoGuessr. Not a very big population in NMI. Do I think it even reaches 160K? Low-key, no. I think it's gonna be less, but I think it might be close, and this also could be the first one where I'm, like, wrong, because this feels the most equal of all the ones we've had so far. So I'll go Seychelles. Okay, we were correct. It was Seychelles, but not by much. It was only like 100K-ish difference. Eswatini or NMI, definitely Eswatini. Yeah, 1.2. Ooh, okay. Equatorial Guinea in Africa or Eswatini. I don't really know much, if anything, about Equatorial Guinea. Do I think they have more than 1.2? 1.2 is quite a small number for population, at least for Africa, I think. So I think I'll just lean towards Equatorial Guinea because I don't know much about it. Okay, we were right, but it was only by like 600,000, which is not a huge difference. Tajikistan, okay, in Asia, or Equatorial Guinea. I want to lean towards Equatorial Guinea. Okay. I can't lie, I don't really know much about Tajikistan, and I think I've said that for like half the countries in this video. I'm like, I don't know much about it, but that's why I'm playing this game, so I can like test kind of like currently where I'm at, and then like learn more about at least like the population of different countries and how big they are. Let's move on to the second game mode. All right, for the second mode, I'm gonna be playing higher or lower, and then I'm playing geography, which country's size is bigger. So I think like land mass. The last one was about population, which I think is easier than this. Like low-key, I think my perception of how big countries are is like kind of warped because of like the Mercator, you know, and the map and stuff. I low-key don't even know already. I feel like I'm gonna get it wrong on the first one. So this one we might play a couple of times if I do really poorly on it. Whereas the first one I went on kind of like a generational run frame 1. So I only needed to play it once for at least this first video. I think South Korea. We go again. Okay, I didn't even think about that because China is just like one of the biggest countries. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go China again. I feel like not much else beats it. Like, there's definitely countries that do. Mauritius. I have no clue how big Mauritius is. Um, I honestly just have no idea on this one. Malaysia, I guess I'll lean towards because, I mean, I can see how big Malaysia is, and I have no clue about Mauritius. So, yep. Okay, cool. Cote d'Ivoire. Or Mauritius. Mauritius, okay, 2,000 kilometers is very, very tiny. And Ivory Coast, I'm like pretty sure. I was gonna say for sure, but I'm not for sure. Or 3 sure. I'm pretty sure it's bigger, like way bigger. Okay, 322,000 kilometers versus like 2,000, big difference. Greece, okay, Greece is difficult because it's made up of a bunch of different islands, but if you smush the islands together, how many kilometers is that? I have no clue. Maybe I just go Greece because like Ilios map and Overwatch, you know, and Grease the musical, like Summer Lovin', Have Me a Blast. F. Okay. Grease the musical, feel me no. Let's go again. Australia or Armenia? Australia is pretty big, right? Yeah, it's gotta be Australia. 7.6 versus 29,000. Okay, yeah, for sure. Definitely Australia. Panama is pretty small in comparison. Ooh, this one's like... Yeah, this one is definitely more difficult than the population one. I feel like the population one, it's like, at least like, I have somewhat an idea if I either know like the capital cities or I know about, you know, the countries or whatever from the news. But this one is like, I just gotta like know which country's bigger. But then again, like how you see things on a map aren't necessarily reflective of how big they are in comparison to other countries. Because like, I don't know, the Mercator and stuff like that. I'm just trying to explain my thought process, but really I have no good thoughts here. But what I'm trying to say is these countries I feel like are going to be very similar in size. I guess I'll go Panama because I know more about Panama, but that doesn't mean it's bigger. Let's see. Okay. Let's play again. Okay. Do I set a goal for this? I feel like if I set a goal, I might not reach it, so low-key, I'll just play this a couple more times, and then if I just get, like, crushed, then we'll end it. But if I go on a generational run, I'll also end it. So let's just, like, vibe it out and see. Grenada or Samoa? Samoa's a lot of islands. Let's go Grenada. Oh, God. Ecuador or Chile? Ooh. Okay, so here's the thing. Ecuador is kind of just like one shape. It's like one shape. But Chile is so long. It's like thin, but it goes down like a lot of like the coastline of the continent, like South America. So like how big is Chile if you like squished it into a ball? Is it a bigger ball than Ecuador? That is my current thought process. I think, like, it just has to be big, or it doesn't have to, but, like, this one's hard. I think I'm going to go with Chile just because of how long it is. Like, I have no clue how much it would be if you bunched it all up, but there's just so much coastline. Like, surely, right? Okay, cool. Israel or Chile? I think Chile's way bigger. Yeah, okay, for sure. Ooh. Solomon Islands? Again, not something I'm super familiar with. So, are islands typically big? Not really. I guess I'll go to Israel. Okay. Seychelles or Burundi? Burundi? Cool. Okay, Seychelles is very, very tiny. I did not know it was only like 400 kilometers wide. Ooh, Netherlands? Okay, also I have no concept of like I couldn't tell you an approximate kilometer size of like any country. So it's basically if I get repeats and I remember them, that's probably going to help me the most. I don't know if 27,000 kilometers is a big area for a country. Netherlands, sure. Okay, not that much bigger to be honest. 41. Ooh, the DR. So Netherlands is more like thin and like that shape, but DR is more like that. But I think the Netherlands is bigger, but I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure on any of the ones for this mode, but okay. Whew. Somalia or UAE? Somalia? Okay. Love to see it. Ooh, Botswana. Okay, so this one I have like some sort of idea of like the size of it. Like Somalia. Ooh, I don't know. Like, okay, Botswana I have some sort of idea of the size because it's in GeoGuessr. So I'm gonna go Botswana. Somalia, I have like literally no clue if 600,000 kilometers is like gigantic or not. Okay, apparently, yeah, it's getting kind of cooked. All right. Let me play this one more time and see if I cook or get cooked with the area size of the countries. But yeah, let's see how this last run goes. Hopefully I can get to at least a score of 2. That's kind of the goal here. The high score is 4, but I don't want to set the bar that high because yeah, I'm kind of cooked at this. Congo or Djibouti? I think Congo is bigger, but I'm also because I think the population's way bigger, but that doesn't mean that the size of the country is bigger. But I think it is. Okay, cool. 1. Oman. Oman is not too large. I mean, it's kind of like the on the map, right? It makes that kind of shape. Congo, I don't know what the shape is. Is it bigger? I feel like Congo's going to be bigger. Cool. All right, got to the goal of 2. So no matter what happens in this one, I'm happy with ending on a 2 because Haiku is such a contrast to the first one with the populations. Laos. Laos is like, it's got this like part at the top that's like a little thing and then it's like a thinner and then it goes to the bottom. Bigger than Oman ever? Low-key, no. So I'm going to click on Oman because I think Oman is bigger. Me, like, seeing the numbers, like, go to 200,000, I'm like, oh my god, it's going to pass it. I feel like Cameroon's for sure bigger. Okay. We're at the tied high score. So, woo! Already at the best I've been so far. Tuvalu. So what I know about Tuvalu is very little. I think it's in Oceania. I think it's an island country, right? So probably not thinking very large. So I'm going to lean towards Cameroon. 26 kilometers? I could run 26 kilometers. Holy. Tuvalu's only 26 kilometers, like, big? I mean, I couldn't run, like, 26 kilometers, like, easily. But theoretically, I could run it, I think. I think this has to be the easiest round I've ever seen, right? China versus Tuvalu. I mean, it's literally 26 kilometers, which is like, was it going to be hundreds of thousands of kilometers or something, or millions? No, it can't be millions, right? Also, before I click, because I am going to click on China, I would just like aesthetically, I think that it's cool that both flags have stars. Like, yellow stars are kind of like, they're not meeting in the exact same spot in the top of the flag, but I just noticed that they both have stars. So yeah, 9 milli. Woohoo. Okay, I don't think much beats China, so I think we just go China here. Not even close. Ooh, okay. Mauritius or Somalia. I remember Mauritius, I think, being really small and Somalia being fairly big. So let's go Somalia. Yes, okay, 2,000. Ooh, Guinea-Bissau. What do I know about Guinea-Bissau? Nothing really. Maybe the flag without like seeing, you know, I mean, obviously I see the flag here, but like maybe I knew it before. Do I know much about the country? No. But Mauritius is super tiny. So I think just by the logic of like most countries have to be bigger than Mauritius, I'm gonna go Guinea-Bissau. Okay, cool, we'll take it. Belarus. Belarus is in Eastern Europe. It's kind of like shape. Bigger than Guinea-Bissau. What was Netherlands? Netherlands was like 400k or something. Is it bigger than the Netherlands? I think Belarus is gonna be bigger. Okay, cool. 207,000. Mozambique. Bro, I don't know. I feel like this one might be close. That's like what my instinct is telling me. But I'm gonna lean towards Mozambique because I think a lot of the countries in Africa are like fairly large, like size wise. Okay, yeah. Palau? I think it's for sure Mozambique. I was like thinking for a second. Yeah, 400 kilometers, like, okay. Eswatini is definitely bigger than Palau. Yeah. Okay. Croatia. Okay, so Eswatini is fully in South Africa. Croatia is in Europe. It's got like the thingy at the top, and then it's got like the boop, 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 and there's like a couple of islands off of the coast of it, right? It's like a weird shape. But I don't know if you like crumple Croatia into a ball. Is that ball bigger than like the Eswatini shape? I want to say yes. I want to say Croatia's bigger, but I could be wrong with this one. So, okay, we were right. I'm kind of killing on this last run. Zambia. I feel like Zambia is very big. Like Croatia, yeah, 56k isn't a huge amount of land. I think Zambia is going to be bigger. Yeah, way bigger. Okay, glad I did that or chose that. Nauru probably never ever going to be bigger than Zambia, so let's go Zambia. 21. Okay, I can definitely run that. It might take me a couple hours, but I could do it. Congo, I mean, yeah, like, I don't know how many countries are even smaller than Nauru, so, yep. Serbia. I think Congo's bigger. I don't think there's many European countries that are going to be bigger than the Congo. Ireland versus... Okay, this is tough, because they're on the map there. Okay, so they're both in Europe, right? But so far apart. Serbia's got, like, a weird, like, bottle shape or something. Like, some sort of perfume bottle shape. Ireland's got, like, the thingy under Northern Ireland. But I've never put them side by side. And I can't, like, visualize in my head, like, I don't know which one's bigger. I think I'll lean towards Ireland because maybe they have more people. So maybe more people means more land. Oof. Okay. You know what? I ended on at least the best run I've had in this second game mode. Definitely more difficult than the population one because I think the population one, like, I can use some sort of, like, logic of, like, how much I know about the country from GeoGuessr or, like, just knowing stuff about, like, you know, the capitals or seeing stuff in the news. But yeah, definitely the size one is harder. But that is going to be it for today. So thank you so much for watching this video of me playing Higher or Lower Geography Edition. If you enjoyed this video, let me know down below. I'll also have a game linked in the description if you want to try it out yourself. And if you think I should try any of the other modes or subjects, let me know down below. So thank you so much again for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to French Vanilla and have a great day.